Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. This evening on page 21, we're going to continue our discussion of the Shiva Puja Advanced Yajna. And we're going to tie a piece of string around our wrist or around our middle finger, whichever you choose, and we're going to say, Brahma is in the shining grass, the shining light, or the kusha grass, and in the shining light resides Janardhan, that's the name of Vishnu, the Lord of beings. And the supreme all-pervading consciousness, Vishnu, resides in the shining light. O repository of the shining light, we bow down to you, the seat of kusha grass. So here you are in the kusha grass. Because in the old days, instead of a piece of thread, they used a piece of kusha grass, and they tied that around your wrist, so around your finger. And now they would use a piece of thread, because we call it moli, the piece of thread that you tie around your wrist. And it also means the shining light. So, O repository of the shining light, we bow down to you, and take some sips of water. Atman, I'm going to purify my mouth, and I'm going to wash my hands. Om, we bow to the one of beautiful hair. Om, we bow to the one who is always sweet. Om, we bow to he who is one pointed light. Om consciousness, Om consciousness, Om consciousness. And now I've just washed my mouth and my hands, my lips, and I said, everything I speak comes from purity and clarity of consciousness. Om, that consciousness of the highest station who always sees the light of wisdom, give us divine eyes. Om, that twice-born teacher is always thirsty for accepting the nectar of devotion. O consciousness, you are in that highest station. Om, the impure and the pure reside within all objects. Who remembers the lotus-eyed consciousness is conveyed to radiant beauty. Whoever spends some time thinking about Vishnu with lotus eyes, he's always conveyed to radiant beauty immediately. Om, all the welfare of all welfare, the highest blessing of purity and illumination. With the offering of respect, we bow down to the Supreme Consciousness, who is the actual performer of all action. It's all done by God. I am the tool and you are the craftsman. I am the car and you are the driver. Just as you drive, just so I run. So the Supreme Consciousness is the actual performer of all action, remembering which my mind remains in the highest purity and clarity all the time. I'm freed from the impure and the pure. All I recognize is the welfare of all welfare, the highest blessing of purity and illumination. Oh, these are the mantras of the light of wisdom. The creative capacity is the seer. Nature is the meter. The divine flow of waters is the deity being applied in washing the hands and rinsing the mouth. Now we're going to draw the Asana Yantra. We'll put a bindu and an equilateral triangle around it underneath our seat. And then we're going to say, introducing the mantras of the purification of the seat. The seer is he whose back is straight. If you want to see, then keep your back straight. The seer is he whose back is straight. The meter is a very beautiful form. The tortoise who supports the earth is the deity. These mantras are applied to make the seat free from obstructions. I don't want any negative energy around my asana. With these scented flowers on ring, we bow to the primal energy situated in this lotus seat, and put that flower in the bindu, which is surrounded by the equilateral triangle, which is underneath the asan, and then fold the asan over that flower, and Om Earth, touch your asan with both fingers or both hands or whatever you choose. I use the Tattva Mudra, and I touch the asan on both sides and say, Om Earth, you support the realms of the goddess, you are supported by the Supreme Consciousness. Also bear me eternally and make pure this seat. Om, I bow to the Guru. Om, I bow to the Guru's Guru. Om, I bow to the Gurus of the lineage. Om, I bow to the Supreme Guru. Om, I bow to the Lord of Wisdom. Om, I bow to the Infinite One. Om, Ning, Ring, Kling, Chamundari, Biche. And very briefly, we summarize that as creation, circumstance, and transformation. Aim, Ring, Kling, Mahasaraswati, Lakshmi, Mahakali, Srishti, Stiti, Loy, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Transformation are known by consciousness. And we remember so many times we've had the discussion, the actual meaning is all the factors that are combined into aim, wisdom, the Guru, Saraswati, Rajagun. All the factors that are included in Hrim, Hrim, all of Maya, Mahalakshmi, all the circumstance of all beings, Saptaguna, and Klim, Mahakali, all the factors that are factored into Klim, the cause of transformation, of dissolution, of Tamoguna, of merging into the unity with the One, the ultimate Gyan Shakti. These three are in constant movement. Cha, Munda, in the head or in the paradigm of reality of Vich, which is the Sambit. All that is known by Chaitanya, consciousness. All that is knowable by consciousness is the movement of Aim, Ring, Klim, Srishti, Stiti, Loy, creation, preservation, transformation. They're constantly moving. They're transforming one into the other, the beginning, the middle, and the end of every kalakasht. Every mukurt, every kshan, every moment has a beginning, a middle, and the end. And these are all transforming. Oh, I bow to the consciousness of infinite goodness. Clap your hands 3 times and snap your fingers in the 10 directions. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And now let's take the Sankalpa, and look how Mama's hands are. She's sitting with her left palm facing up. She puts the flower on top of the palm. She puts some grains of rice. She puts a few leaves of tulsi or a sweet basil we use as a substitute. She puts a little perfume, and she takes 3 drops of water, and she says, Vishnu Om Tat Sat, and she covers it with the right hand. Da-dum, da-dum! The consciousness which pervades all Om that is truth. Om Tat Sat. Presently, Adya, presently on the planet Earth, the country of America, the state of California, in the city of Napa, in the temple of the Devi Mandir, in the month of Magh, in the Krishna Paksha, in the dark fortnight, in the 5th day, Panchamam Tithal. And for a list of the days you'll find in the calendar on our website, every month we put up all the days of the month and their dates in Sanskrit and how they correspond to the English date or the Roman Julian calendar, the dates. And so please, you can every month go to the calendar section of the Devi Mandir website and you'll download that month's calendar and it'll tell you the Sanskrit day and what paksha it is, what fortnight it is, and what time that day ends. Because if you like, there's also a presentation there on how do you read the Pancham and how do you read the astrology for the day. And now the name of the sadhu family, that's Satyananda, is our sadhu family. It is the Gotra. Sri, your name, that's, everybody say your name. And the rest of the family, Kritakitat, is performing the worship for the satisfaction of the respected consciousness of infinite goodness by reciting the Shiva worship. And we'll give that flower to Shiva. Now, may our waking consciousness replace pain and suffering with divinity, as also our awareness when asleep. Far extending be our radiant aura of light, filling our minds with light. May that be the firm determination, the Sankalpa, the one definition of the united mind, of all the thoughts of the consciousness of infinite goodness, of Shiva. That's me. Shiva Aham. May I have the same kalpana, the same consciousness, the same determination, the same definition and specificity of my goals, my objectives, my path, what I propose to do, where I'm going and what I'm trying to do. May I have the same stick-to-itiveness as Shiva. May that goddess who wears the moon of devotion, remember she's got the moon in her hair, just like Shiva does, protect the children of devotion, that's us. May that goddess of all-pervading knowledge, Mahasaraswati, protect us. May the energy of the rule of the pure rise up. I want only purity to rule me. Okay, right now I'm going to be in this mind of fulfilling my objective with purity and clarity, and I don't want any negativity to enter, to permeate. There is no capacity for negativity to enter into the premises of this temple, this sacred space. Oh, energy of equilibrium, grant us the highest prosperity. The ultimate prosperity to us. And that is swasti, swa-asti, and it really literally translates as swa is my own, and asti is my being, being is my own. And we call that the ultimate prosperity because can you think of any greater success than realizing that being is my own? I am the one that's here, I am being. I exist in this state of equilibrium, of being. I'm not becoming. I'm not thinking about what I was. I'm just being. Being is my own in the present. The ultimate prosperity to us, O rule of the pure who perceives all that changes. The ultimate prosperity to us searchers for truth, knowers of the universe. The ultimate prosperity to us, O divine being of light, keep us safe. The ultimate prosperity to us, O spirit of all-pervading delight, grant that to us. Oh, we invoke you with offerings, O Lord of the multitudes. We invoke you with offerings, O Lord of love. We invoke you with offerings, O guardian of the treasure. Sit within me, right here. I got a place for you right here. Here's an asan for you. Sit within me. Oh, giving birth to the realms of the gods within me. It's not out there. It's not in heaven above. The heaven we are talking about is right here, O guardian of the treasure. Sit within me, giving birth to the realms of the gods within me. Yes, giving birth to the realms of the gods within me. We invoke you with offerings, O Lord of the multitude, seer among seers, of unspeakable grandeur. O glorious King, knower of the knowers of the Lord of the knowers of all wisdom, come speedily hearing our supplications and graciously take your seat amidst our assembly. I saved you the seat of honor. I got the front row center right here in my heart. Please take your seat amidst all the divine beings in this assembly. Oh, the Mother of Enlightenment pervades the heavens. The Mother of Enlightenment pervades the atmosphere. The Mother of Enlightenment pervades mother and father and child. All gods of the universe are pervaded by the Mother. The 5 forms of living beings, all life. The Mother of Enlightenment, she is to be known. You are female, you are male, you are a young boy, you are a young girl, you are the word of praise. In the beginning was the Word. You are the word of praise by which we are singing. You are all creation existing as the mouth of the universe. Mother of the perceivable universe, mother of the conceivable universe, mother of the universe of intuitive vision. I've got you in the gross body, I've got you in the subtle body, I've got you in the causal body. You are the mother that has prataksh. When my Gyanendriya unites with the objects of sense, the empirical perception. You are the mother of pratyoya. When my consciousness conceives of an idea, I see you inside me in a subtle form. The subtle form conforms to the gross form that I see outside, but now I can see you inside. And you are the causal body, mother of the world of intuitive vision. I know you exist in the causal body as well. Lead me to that true existence. As excellent crops or grains are harvested, so may I be taken to reside with the infinite consciousness. Just like you harvest all the ripe fruits and all the grains and all the crops, and you take them to nourish all the creation, in the same way would you take me? So that I can reside with the infinite consciousness. Peace in the heavens, peace on the earth, peace upwards and permeating the atmosphere, peace upwards over on all sides and further, peace to us, peace to all vegetation, peace to all that has form, peace to all causes and effects, peace to all existence, and to all intensities of reality, including all and everything. Peace be to us. That's a sort of an errors and omissions clause. Just in case I excluded anyone, bring them to peace too. Let the earth be at peace, the atmosphere be at peace, the heavens be filled with peace. Even further may peace extend. Peace be to the waters. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace be to all vegetation. Peace to all gods of the universe. Peace to all the gods within us. And peace to all the gods outside of us. And peace to creative consciousness. Peace be to brilliant light. Peace to all. Peace to everything. Peace. Peace. Altogether. Peace. Equally. Peace by means of peace. Thus, by means of peace, altogether one with the means of peace, ignorance is eliminated. Violence is eradicated. Improper conduct is eradicated. Confusion, sin, all that is it's eradicated. All that is at peace. All that is perceived, each and everything for us, at least for us, shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Now we're going to sing a stotram of the Shiva Sankalpa. This is in praise of Sankalpa. By means of this song of praise, by means of this puja, by means of the Vedas, by means of this knowledge, by means of these practices, by means of this, all beings in the manifested worlds of the future will be able to completely accept the nectar of immortal bliss. By means of the sacrificial fire, attended by 7 offerings on 7 levels of consciousness, Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, Maha, Janaha, Tapa, Satyam. And what are we offering on all 7 levels of consciousness? We're offering all our thoughts, all our attachments, all our memories, all our negativities. Oh, we're cultivating the 7 levels of consciousness filled with purity. By means of this, all beings of the future will be empowered to completely accept the nectar of immortal devotion. The nectar of immortal bliss. And that's a nice thing to bequeath to the generations that will come in the future. Thank you guys for thinking of us, for giving us this. We came into the manifested worlds of the future, and now we're studying this. And by means of this, we will be able to completely accept the nectar of immortal bliss. What would we want to pass down as our legacy to the next generations who will come in the future? This. Because by means of this, and by this they're talking about the practices, the knowledge, the yajna, the puja, the Sanskrit, the bhavana, the feeling, the devotion, the intensity of commitment, of dedication, of sankalpa. By means of this, people who will come into the manifested worlds in the future. If you take birth in the future, if you become manifest in a human body in the future, by means of this, you will be able to accept the nectar of immortal bliss. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of the excellent actions of thinking beings, that's us, steadfastly offering their knowledge and sacrifice, doing the puja every day, steadfastly, consistently, with determination, with sankalpa, according to the definition of their determination, that ancient means of enhancing the wealth of the people, offering your knowledge and sacrifice, just giving what you can. Offering our knowledge and sacrifice. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. May our waking consciousness replace pain and suffering with divinity, as also our awareness when asleep. May our radiant aura of light be far extending, filling our minds with light. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Shiva, give me the sankalpa that you have, so that I can perform as efficiently as you do. Being firm in that supreme wisdom which fills consciousness, that inner light of the nectar of bliss within all beings born, may we perform all action from that imperishable truth. With that firmness, firmly established and rooted in supreme wisdom, all action will perform. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. From where Rig, Sama, and Yajurveda have been established, the conveyance of the great attitude, from where all the highest contemplations of all life emanate, may my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Who is the excellent charioteer of the horses of mankind to awaken them from sloth and laziness to this renewed energy established in delight for both the old and the young? May my mind be filled with the firm determination of consciousness, the Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. There are 5 and 100 and 5 and 100 and 1,000, 10 million and uncountable as well. Those desired contemplations which become embodied from sacrifice. Think of how many good things can you think about? Well, there are 5, and there are 105, and there's 1,000, and there's 10,000, and there's a lakh, and a crore, and unthinkable, uncountable, wonderful things that we can contemplate when we fill ourselves with that consciousness of infinite goodness. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. The wisdom of the Vedas makes mankind great, putting an end to darkness with illumination as bright as the sun. Being nurtured in that womb touches the mind with constant energy. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of these actions which inspire constant energy, the twice-born speak and think and act. By means of these actions, they're constantly inspired with full, complete energy. Those twice-borns, born once from the womb of mother and again from the womb of wisdom.
They did a couple of days ago.
Yes. By this, they control the directions of their own minds and all living beings. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By this means, my mind and my heart conceive innumerable gods in the atmosphere, and ears and eyes all move together. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Can you imagine? I've got my mind and my heart in the same place, and my eyes and my ears are moving together. I'm not being pulled apart with confusion or conflict. My mind and my heart are in one place, and my eyes and my ears are moving together. That's what happens when you have a firm determination of Shiva. By means of this, the inspired poets are again filled with constant energy. Again and again, we're filled with this constant energy, with this infinite inspiration. The Brahmins become distinguished because of their devotion like the moon, established on the earth or in the atmosphere or even in the heavens. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of which the strength of the heavens or earth and the atmosphere, by means of which the mountains show us the directions, by means of this, all that is distinguished in the perceivable universe becomes known. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. That which cannot be divided and which is unable to be proved above both manifest and unmanifest is Shiva. He is the most subtle of all subtle to be known. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Upon the summit of the beautiful Kailash is the home of the cause of peace. That's where Shiva, Shankar, the cause of Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That's where the cause of peace resides. gods. The gods are extremely delighted. Are you happy, gods? May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. His austerities illuminate a light of the color of the sun, which can be perceived in secret by the victorious mind. You gotta look inside. It's hidden deeply. It's covered, but it's there, brightly illuminating the victorious mind. We'll see. The form of Shiva, the delight of Shiva, the repose of Shiva. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of this, all comes into manifested existence. These gods, other beings of greatness, the knower of all, that's the name of the fire of Agni, Jathabed. These gods who accept the purifying austerities with one pointed light. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. The rays of light come as wealth, granting delight and strength to all beings born, to animals and to bodies of water. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. The Lord of all resides in all the Vedas as the subtle sound which is recited. His soul is uncaused and resides in the bliss of silence. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Who is known in the Vedas, etc., and various scriptures and all the different books of wisdom as Gayatri, and is everywhere distinguished as the great seer of all, and he is called as that which is to be known. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Living beings who strive call him Om, the great sound, the great seer of all, he who is all the consciousness within all. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Who is known in the Vedas as the great God, the great sound, the full, complete, and perfect consciousness, most excellent Om, the supreme soul of all. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. He is Om. With 4 arms, he is Brahma, the Lord of the worlds, Narayan, Vishnu. All resides in him, all move in him, all are made manifest by him. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. That supreme is greater than Brahma. That supreme is greater than Vishnu, Hori, who dwells in the gross, subtle, and causal bodies. Ha, Ra, E. Ha is the gross body, Ra is the subtle body, E is the causal body. Hori, the name of Vishnu, who resides in the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body. Even higher than the most highest, may my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. This is that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness, which is always contemplated by knowers of divinity and those who seek for the supreme liberation. This definition of what does it mean to be devoted? What does it mean to be dedicated? What does it mean to be consecrated? What does it mean to be focused? What does it mean to define your objective and make a plan and make a goal and make a contract with God to achieve your objective? This is that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness, which is always contemplated by knowers of divinity and those who seek for the supreme liberation. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Ever present is this rest in the sleep of all. Ever present is the perception of the star which conveys blessings from the eternally young sage. Dhruv got the blessing he would always be eternally shining, radiant in the heavens. Ever present is the benefit of these harmonious tones. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Ever present is the world of opposites, the flickering back and forth of our inner light as though blown by the wind. It'll always flicker. So what? Doesn't have to move us. We just watch. Ever present is this secret which is hidden in all. We can all do it. We all have that light which doesn't flicker, in front of which the flicker takes place. The stage of consciousness, Mahakal, the great time, the screen upon which all the Maya of the worldliness is reflected. Ever present is the greater than the greatest and even greater still. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Let's pause here and see if there are any questions.
We have a question from Nanda in San Jose.
Namaste Nandama.
I like to sit at my puja altar and just talk to God whatever comes to me, positive, negative, anything. Can this be called puja? Are words said in one's own language and in free form comparable to the words and order given in the Sanskrit puja text? Thank you.
No, it is not puja, and they are not comparable to reciting the Sanskrit text. Nandama, your conversation with God is all about you. And it's all about yours. And it's about what's going on in your life and your attachments. And you are thinking about your attachments, you're thinking about your life, you're thinking about your status in life, your position in life, what you're going to do, what you have already done. The puja gives birth to the highest merit, which is thinking about you. I'm not thinking about me, I'm thinking only about you. And so when you say, I'm giving to you the best that I have, and I'm praising you for being the greater than the greatest and even greater still, I'm asking for blessings from you. May my mind be filled with the infinite consciousness, with the firm determination. Yeah, how is that comparable to having a conversation with God? God, you know what that lady said to me at the water cooler? Do you know what that boy said to me on Facebook? Do you know what's going on in my life? Of course God knows what's going on in your life, Nandama. It's not the same as reciting the mantra. It's mantrayate, takes away your mind. You're reporting to God me and mine and my experience and my desires and my hopes, my longing for the future, my vision of... It's not the same as saying, what a privilege to love you with this flower. What a privilege to guide my awareness into your presence. What a privilege to make the Charanamrit, which is the nectar of offering you all that's in my senses and all that's in my heart. And I give you the milk of infinite consciousness, and I give you the yogurt of the form of individual consciousness, and I give you the ghee of illumination, and I give you the honey of nourishment, I give you the sugar of sweetness. I mix it all together, and these are the nectars with which I bathe your lotus feet. How are these comparable to having a conversation with God? God, I bent the fender on my car yesterday, or I had an altercation or a confrontation with another employee. Reporting to God the events in your life is not the same as worshiping her. When you worship her, you respect her and love her and pay attention to her. Not yourself. It's not a report. This is what I did today and this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. But it's you. It's all about you. So I don't see how the two are the same. When you do it in Sanskrit, you're breathing according to the number of syllables in the mantra. Mantrayate, it's written in Anushtup Chanda, 32 syllables of the verse. You're breathing in the number of syllables that are required in order to exhale the pronunciation of the mantra. You've got asana, you've got pranayam, you've got a meaning, you've got a meter, you've got a bhavana, you've got a tradition, you've got a heritage. You're plugged into what the other rishis said to God in order to become rishis. How is this comparable to having a conversation with God? Hiya, God! You know what's going on in my life tonight? Not quite the same, Nanda. A little bit. It's good to have a conversation with God. And if you want to make friends, these are some of the best friends you could ever ask. You just ask Pranavananda, he'll come in here anytime, day or night, and you'll see him hanging out with God. But if you do it in Sanskrit, then you're automatically breathing according to the meter of the text. If you do it in a religious tradition and a heritage, you're thinking the thoughts that the rishis thought. The rishis weren't complaining about what happened at the water cooler today, or what's going to happen at the market tomorrow. The rishis were saying, you. So the disciple went to the guru and he knocked on the door, and the guru said, "Who's there?" And the disciple said, "I am." The guru didn't answer the door. The next day the disciple went back, knocked on the door. Guru said, "Who's there?" The disciple said, "I am." The guru didn't open the door. The disciple said, "Hey, I've been your disciple for years and years and years. You know who I am." Guru didn't reply. Disciple came back the third day, knocked on the door, and the guru said, "Who's there?" And the disciple replied, "You are." And the guru got up and opened the door. Nanda, the worship is about you. Thee. It's not about me. Ultimately, it can become about me when we do the Rigvedoktam Devi Shuktam. At the end of the Chandi, I have become. I travel with all the gods and all the goddesses, and through me alone, all are empowered to do whatever they do. I have become the vibration of the universe. Aham Rudre Vitirvashukcharamyaham. Through me alone, all eat and all speak and all see. They know me not, and yet they dwell beside me. Hear from me the truth of faith as I speak to you. In that way, it becomes puja, Nanda. Otherwise, It's fun to have a conversation with God, but that's not the same.
Nanda has a follow-up.
Yes?
So is there no individual freedom of expression in a puja?
Absolutely there is. Absolutely. You can design, you can do the art, you can do the design of the flowers, you can make them into a yantra, you can make them into a map. I used to write mantras in the flowers. There are many things you can do. Or you can make it into one yantra, one map, one process, which you do every day mechanically, and then you don't have to think about it. Doing puja is like being a musician. You have a basic theme of music from which you are empowered to improvise. So when I do puja for myself, I do the entire puja, the way I wrote it. The way I took it down and compiled it from many different sources and collected it from Vedas and Puranas and Purohitarpan and Durgarchana Padoti and the Devi Agama Nigama, all of various scriptures from which I compiled this puja. Every puja is different. Now, if I go to your house, or you even come here to the temple, you're not going to sit there for 2 hours and 45 minutes and watch Swami do the puja. I have to design a puja which invites everyone's participation. I get to do that as a musician would, just playing my instrument. What mantras can I edit out? Which mantras are necessary to include? What's the basic theme of this puja? Where does everyone want to go? Tonight we're doing Shiva Puja, so now Shiva is the basic deity. I can't do all of Kali and Durga and Lakshmi and Saraswati and Brahma and Vishnu. Today's Shiva's day. But just last month we celebrated Saraswati Puja, and that was Saraswati's day. I didn't do Shiva's puja. I got to figure out which mantras to include and which mantras to exclude, and where do I put the flowers, where do I set up the pot, what does the altar look like when I'm done? There is lots of creativity that goes into a puja. But do you want to start making up mantras when you sit down to do puja with a congregation? Is that the time for you to say, well, hiya God! So glad you guys came tonight. No, the function of the pujari is to invite the congregation into your relationship with God. And to figure out what's the pulse of the congregation and how much can they enjoy and how much will be a burden and a detriment, and chase them away and scare them away so that they don't want to come back and try again. You have to figure that out. What is the common denominator of this congregation? How long will they sit? How are they sitting? Are they sitting like he whose back is straight? Or are they sitting in an easy chair and bringing a sofa set with them and bringing all these inflatable toys to come and set up in the temple so that they can lean back and leisurely watch the puja? Nanda, there is tremendous creativity. The colors of the flowers, the way you set up the puja, the way you design the puja, the way you make the charanamrit. You're a cook, you're an artist, you're a singer, you're a dancer. The mudras that you show, the kriyas that you perform, the meditation that you do. It's extremely creative. These are all individual phenomena which you, the pujari, will define for yourself every time you sit down. But do you want to write the new mantras? No, I don't think that's appropriate. You'll want to write the mantras maybe another time. You can write a song. I doubt if you can write a puja yet. But if you want to try, write it down. And let's go through it together, and we'll correct the Sanskrit. And then we'll make sure that the grammar is correct. You don't want to leave out things like not Or, I don't want. You don't want to omit the important words and say the wrong things. So you'll want to edit it. If you do want to worship or have a conversation with God in your own language, in your own time, do it after you finish the puja. Yes, please.
We have a question from Sadhana Shakti in Seattle.
Namaste, Sadhana Shakti. Namaste, Vivek.
Pranam, on page 23, it says that nature is the meter.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on this, please?
Yes, the rhythm of nature is the rhythm of sitting in the asana. It's the core value of sitting. He whose back is straight is the seer, and nature is the meter, and that's the rhythm of life. The rhythm of nature is the meter of this mantra. How do you want to sit on the earth in harmony with the rhythm of nature? And that's what it's telling us.
We have a question from Ryan in San Jose.
Namaste, Ryan.
Would you please explain the difference between physical and mental or Manasic puja? Is one better than the other?
Yes. The more distant you are from me, the louder I have to call. Otherwise you won't hear me. If you're sitting in San Jose and I use a very small voice like this, you probably won't hear me or pay attention to me. But Ryan, when you come close, you can look into your lover's eyes and don't have to speak a word. You both know what is being communicated. So we call loudly and perform the puja outside until we have it so intimately and the goddess is here present imminently within me. And then I can do it softly. When I no longer need the book and I no longer need the flowers and I no longer need the water and I no longer need to make the puja on an altar, then I can just sit down and close my eyes and watch the entire puja taking place. So we work from the outside and from the gross body to the subtle body. And we become more subtle and more subtle and more subtle until we are performing Manas Puja. Now looking from the outside, Ryan, someone would say that person isn't doing puja, they're meditating. How do you know what I'm doing inside? You're only looking at the outside. You call it meditation? I do too. Puja is guided meditation. I am guiding my meditation from Vidhi to Vidhi until I enter the center of the yantra where I become one with the goddess. And that's where I get to do my job, my meditation, deeply and deeply without moving. So, Ryan, we start from the outside and we do Shabda Puja, and it becomes more subtle and more subtle and more subtle until it becomes Manas Puja. And then we move into Samadhi.
We have a question from Sadatmananda in Sri Ma's heart.
Okay, thank you very much for that geographical location. Namaste, Sadatmananda.
Offering their knowledge in sacrifice. Is this like the sacrifices you and others of the Devi Mandir family have made? Could you elaborate?
There are many kinds of sacrifice. The highest of all the sacrifices is a sacrifice of Jnana, of wisdom, of offering your knowledge for the upliftment of others. There's a sacrifice where you light the sacrificial fire and you sit and throw rice and ghee and put things into the fire. And then there's a sacrifice of ego where you put all your ego and attachment into the fire and all you can think about is God. And the sacrifice of wisdom is sharing your knowledge and sharing your wisdom to the empowerment of other people. That's what Sri Ma is teaching us to do in the Devi Mandir. Use all of our knowledge and all of our experience and all of our energy in sacrifice to make an offering to the empowerment of others.
We have a question from Ramya in Bangalore.
Namaste, Ramya Mum.
In verse 9, by means of these actions, are these actions our sadhana or something more?
Rami, it could be defined as everything we do. But certainly we're talking about these dharmic actions. These actions of knowledge. These actions that come from definitively offering our love and our energy, our knowledge to empower others. So every time you teach your college courses, every time you rub mother's feet, every time you help cook a meal for all the family of the Devi Mandir, these actions, by means of these, you are empowering this creation to become better. You're making it conducive to the behavior in accordance with the ideals of perfection. You are spreading the Dharma. And you are empowering us. And I hope you get here soon and safely so you can empower us all the more, because we love to be empowered by you. And Srini too. So it's by means of these actions means every dharmic action that we perform, whether it is scripted or unscripted, whether it is we're knowingly planned, sitting at the altar reciting a specific liturgy, or sitting in the kitchen making a specific dish, whatever it is you do for God and for Guru and for the enhancement of Dharma. These actions are what bring us to a greater state of empowerment.
We have a question from Vivekananda in Seattle.
Namaste, Vivek.
One line says, "The Lord of all resides in all the Vedas as the subtle sound which is created." This line is fantastic, as Shiva is also the bliss of silence. I feel these are the same. How is one to meditate on the quality of Shiva as the transcendent element behind and in between the vibrations of the mantras?
Vivek, if we take the path of sound, and we've done this exercise many times, let's just do it very briefly because we only have a few minutes left. We begin with Shabda. And there are two kinds of Shabda. I was just talking to Ryan about Shabda. This means audible, exterior, gross sound. And there are two forms of Shabda. There are words of the world which describe what it's like outside, and there are words of wisdom which bring us inside. That's called Bhautika Shabda. And when we control the Bhautika Shabda, the outside, the gross sound, we come to the sounds of wisdom which bring us inside. That's called Vedic Shabda. And Vedic Shabda brings us to mantra. And mantrayate, these are words which take away our minds. They are the power of words, the vibrations, the sounds, the meanings which bring us to the state of knowledge where we lose the concept of the ego. And from mantra, we can distinguish the bijas, which are the closest approximations of what is the vibration which we are trying to describe. For example, Hrim is the bij of Maya. Aim is the bij of wisdom. Om is Shabda Brahman, the approximation of the sound of God. From bija we move into the bindu. And the bindu is the one place from which all of this emanated. And from bindu we move into Sabda Brahman, which is the sound that only God herself hears. Shiva is the sound which only he hears, and he steps from the Shabda Brahman into the bindu. And he moves from the bindu, that one spark, that one point of sound, into the bij. which is the subtle body of sound, the nad, where only we can hear it inside. And the nad is expressed through the bija, which is the approximation of that sound, and the bijas unite and become words, shabda, which are audible, which demonstrate they are indicative of things, objects and relations, nam and rup, in this sansar, and the shabda becomes Vedic shabda, words of wisdom, and bhautika shabda, descriptions of the world. Bhautika shabda, Vedic shabda, mantra, bija, nad, bindu, Shabda Brahman. These are the forms of Shiva.
We have a question from Joseph, who resides at your lotus feet.
Namaste, Joseph.
Is it acceptable to sing mantras over improvised melodies and rhythms, even mantras that are not traditionally sung?
Yes. Yes, any way that you can recite a mantra, it is beneficial. You can sing the mantra, you can chant the mantra, you can think the mantra, you can breathe the mantra, you can hum the mantra, you can do whatever you can, as long as you become submerged in the mantra. And don't try to make it look at me singing the mantra. Look at the mantra singing me. The emphasis will be on the mantra, and not on how good a singer I am or how accomplished a musician I am. But you can sing the mantra any way you can sing the mantra, but sing it. And really put your focus on the mantra.
We have a question from Sadhana Shakti.
Namaste, Sadhana Shakti.
Namaskar. On page 34, it says, those desired contemplations which become embodied from sacrifice. Could you please elaborate?
The desired contemplations which become desired from embodied from sacrifice. What comes out of the sacrifice? Only goodness. I've given up all the ego. I've given up all the selfishness. What desired contemplations come forth, become embodied from that sacrifice? Well, that's up to your creativity. You can create with Nanda. You get to determine what those desired contemplations are. What do you want to think about? I'll give you an example. I just got involved with a group of guys, and some of them are setting up new educational institutions in India, and some of them are performing microfinance to poor families that are wanting to set up self-employment opportunities. And we've got another group of guys that are trying to find other employment for graduates from schools. Those are some of the desired contemplations which came from my sacrifice. And these are things that we are working towards. Our Devi Mandir family. And hopefully, when all of you graduate and you have some time and you want to spend some time getting an Indian education, we'll put you in these schools and you can go out and teach, and you can go out and share the love of God, and you can go out and show people how they can improve their lives through knowledge. This is one of those desired contemplations that came to a group of us through sacrifice. Because we have no selfish interest in doing this ourselves. We're just doing it to give back. This is one of those desired contemplations which becomes embodied from sacrifice. You will find your own. What do you want to get involved in? What causes and what issues do you want to support? You've got to support somebody. So you save the whale, hug a tree, do something for others. So these are desired contemplations which become embodied through sacrifice. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.